So the most fun part of Morgestraich has ended, sadly, because it's almost daylight. But yeah, I hope you could see enough of that. So what happens is at 4 a.m., all the lights in the town shut off, and it's just completely lit by lanterns, and it is the most magical thing in the world. So there's still Piccolo's playing, and you will see this going on for the next 72 hours until 4 a.m. on Thursday. So yeah, lots to happen. The parade later. All that. As you can see, you can hear them. They're crossing the bridge right there, the Rhine, with the lanterns. So yeah, they just go everywhere, literally everywhere. And there'll be a cross right there. Like you'll see people marching around there and everything. It's lovely. It's amazing. Do you see this view? So I'm taking a tiny bit of a break, just to kind of reset, drink some coffee, after being up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I thought I'd show you some of this stuff that's going on, like my mask. So my friend is very nice and lets me lend this stuff. Everyone's general reaction, including mine, was a little bit like, what is that? Because it is a bit scary looking when you see these for the first time. At least for an American, it's a little bit like, I don't know, it's a little bit like seeing Day of the Dead stuff, where you're just a little bit unsure at first. But yeah, let's see if I can. Sorry, I'm setting this on my suitcase. I'm not very fancy with my video taking. It's all good. Okay, so these are made. The eyes are here, and then the piccolo has to fit underneath, so I'll probably need this to sit a little bit higher. And yeah, probably can't hear me, but the piccolo, the mouth is cut out so that you can still play, because that is one of the most important parts, of course. The next thing that you will always need, whether you're playing or not, I will use, side note, I will use this mask tomorrow when I play, with my friends group for a little bit, so I'm very excited about that. I didn't play in Morgestraich just because, I don't know, I had an opportunity to, I opted not to because I kind of wanted to take everything in and just meet new people. Sometimes the Americans like to kind of stick together, which is all good and fine, but I'm trying to not fall into that temptation. Like I want to learn a little bit of the language, even though it's very difficult, like crazy difficult. But anyway, we say plaquette in the Americanized version. It's actually more of plaqueta kind of thing. How you say it. I'm still working on my pronunciation, so I refuse to be quoted on some of these pronunciations because, yeah, I'm an American, obviously. So you will need one of these. If you do not have one of these pins, then the Voggies, which are these other masked, I will try and find a picture so you can see what they look like. But they will throw rapli, which is confetti, on you. I had this happen to me once. I had my pin, but this kid didn't see it, and so he grabbed my head and like shoved this confetti in my face. Rapli, which is confetti. Americans like to say rapli, but it is rapli. It does have an umlaut over the A, so it's more of like a rapli, but my R's are terrible, so I Americanize it a little bit. Yeah, I try. So anyway, they make a new design out of these every year. I have the copper one just because it was the cheapest, and I know that I want to buy more to bring back to my family, but they go up in price. You can get a silver, there's one with gold and silver, and they get very fancy, but they have a different design every year. Some cliques, which are the different bands, as you saw in Morgestraich, the different piccolo bands and stuff, those are called cliques. So there's that. The Guga bands we'll see more of later. Those are the brass bands, essentially, that walk around playing popular music, which is weird because they'll play like Sweet Caroline and stuff, and it's very odd as an American to hear that being played here. So anyway, yeah, that's some of the stuff that's happening at Fasnacht. We are, I think, 3 or 4 hours in, so that's 4 of 72 hours, and it'll go by just like that. I mean, the end comes and you're like, where did this 72 hours go? But anyway, you'll hear music all the time, constantly. It never stops during those 72 hours, so it's very, very fun, very amazing. The cortege will happen later at 1:30 p.m., which is the parade. They call it the cortege, and that's where all the rapli will be thrown into the streets, and thus from there it gets very messy. And everyone just throws their trash into the street, which is completely fine, because then trucks will come in and clean up all the rapli and all of that stuff once Fasnacht is over. And what else do you need to know? Yeah, the costumes. There's different traditional costumes and stuff, and I don't know the names of all of them, but I will try and learn them because I find it really interesting. I mean, it's this whole culture within itself that I learn something new every single day here, and every year, because there's just so much to take in. And I'll show you the lanterns later. They'll take them up to the Münsterplatz, which I will show you that because it is very gorgeous, and they have all the lanterns set out. The lanterns are basically painted different ways. It's literally, how do I explain it? They're painted to make fun of, like, politics, culture, society, you name it, they make fun of it. It's interesting just being in another country, learning a completely different just traditions and form of music, because we in the States, I mean, we have 4th of July, it's like there's fireworks and all, you know, very traditional holidays that we just do it. We don't think about it, we just do it, and it's the same thing here. But it's interesting to just try and wrap my head around some of these traditions, because some of them don't make quite a lot of sense, but that's the fun part. That's why you go to other countries to see these things. So I'm going to get working on some of my music because I still have lots to memorize before tomorrow, only because, yeah, I just want to be able to play as much as possible. So there you have it, and Schöne Fasnacht. That's what they say. Okay, so the weather turned very windy, very cold, and it's supposed to snow soon, so that kind of sucks. But here is the, I don't know how you pronounce it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But in the summertime, they'll put up all kinds of bleachers and stuff, and this is where the Basel tattoo takes place. So the old guard is performed there. I mean, but that's American stuff, but it's a big thing. You can look at videos online. It is very incredible. So yeah, I hope to go there one day. I might be in the city more often than not, which would be really cool. So anyway, I'm gonna go find some food, maybe some street food. They sell beer on the corner, and you can just drink it and walk down the street or take it on the tram, which is awesome about this country. So anyway, and then the cortege starts at 1:30. So then we'll do that. It'll be fun. Around. I have chocolate all over my face. I'm eating this thing. I don't know what it is, but it's like coconut chocolate with this cream filling. It's very delicious. I bought it by accident at walked by and I couldn't help myself, which is bad. But when in Switzerland, eat chocolate. All the chocolate. So anyway, that was the cortege, and now I'm gonna go continue walking. This is one of my favorite spots in Basel because most of the time it's quiet during Fasnacht. At least it's quieter than other spots. But that bridge has tons of marchers on it. That bridge has tons of marchers on it, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere, and it's incredible. So yeah, this is my favorite spot to view Basel, right behind the Münsterplatz, where the lanterns will be later. So I'll show you that later. Some of the lanterns that are starting to be set up here at the Münsterplatz. So yeah, all the cliques are bringing their lanterns here, and I've got my mulled wine, Glühwein. Es ist sehr, sehr gut. Oh my gosh, I've waited all my life for mulled wine in Switzerland. So anyway, yeah, there's gonna be tons more, so I will film a better view tomorrow so you can actually see them. But that's what's happening. Although it is dark and I tripped on a cobblestone and spilled most of it on my hand, but it's still very good. So yeah. Lanterns, it is gorgeous. Oh, that's creepy.